You know, showing respect for the dead does not mean that you need to lie about the man. In fact, I would contend exactly the opposite, that by lying about the man shows disrespect. That leads me to John McCain and all of these people who are saying, elevating him and saying how much of a hero and a patriot he was. He wasn't. Sorry, just as the facts. Now, if they hadn't come out and done all this, I'd probably be quiet about it and just let him fade into the sunset. But this is ridiculous. In 2008, John McCain handed the election to Barack Obama because he didn't want to bring up Obama's connection to Bill Ayers. He defended Obama's relationship with Jeremiah Wright and basically handed him the election on a silver platter. That alone doesn't make him a traitor. It makes him incompetent and disingenuous. The people who nominated him wanted him to fight. He didn't fight. He gave the election to Obama. In fact, he told a crowd at a rally on October 10th of 2008 that you do not need to be scared of Barack Obama as president. Turns out he was wrong about that. Big way. Then in 2011, called for the overthrow of Muammar Gaddafi in Libya and went over to Libya and called the Muslim Brotherhood rebels his heroes. And that's a quote, heroes. The Muslim Brotherhood is the same group that attacked us on 9/11. Make no mistake about it. And that is the enemy that should have been identified after 9/11. McCain got in bed with them. In 2012, he supported the election of Muslim Brotherhood candidate Mohammed Morsi in Egypt. And a year later in 2013, when 30 million Egyptians took to the streets because they had been terrorized and tortured and persecuted by the Muslim Brotherhood regime, McCain went over to Egypt and pleaded that all of the Muslim Brotherhood leaders be released. Also in 2012, Michelle Bachmann wrote a letter exposing Huma Abedin, Hillary Clinton's right-hand woman, exposing her and her connections to the Muslim Brotherhood through her mother. John McCain, instead of asking questions about this and coming to Bachmann's aid and or defense, did exactly the opposite. He took to the Senate floor and he derided Bachmann, calling Huma Abedin a hero and a patriot. Huma Abedin is Muslim Brotherhood. Also in 2013, McCain was very close friends with a Muslim Brotherhood apparatchik named Muez Mustafa, the executive director of the Syrian Emergency Task Force that was seeking to overthrow Bashar al-Assad. And McCain was all up in that. In fact, he had been taking all kinds of money from the SETF and the Muslim Brotherhood. Muez Mustafa was a big lobbyist for the group, officed just a walk away from McCain's office. And then in 2016, McCain was part of the operation to undermine Trump. David Kramer, his aide, went over to Great Britain and got a hold of that dossier and brought it back for the FBI. McCain was involved. McCain was also involved in the IRS scandal, pushing for Lois Lerner to target conservative Tea Party groups. Yet, today, we're told that John McCain is a hero and a patriot. Ask yourself, how was Benedict Arnold treated after his death and at his funeral? Did American patriots stand up and say, gosh dog, Benedict Arnold was a hero and a patriot? No, I doubt it. I doubt it. But to me, it makes far more sense and it pays far more respect to the dead, like John McCain, to honor him for what he did, to expose him for what he did, not to lie about him and cover up real history. Does that make sense to you? Doesn't make sense to me. This is Joe Sixpack, stirring the pot with common sense.